Why are key squares so important for chess endgame mastery? Imagine trying to win a game of chess with only your king and a few pawns left on the board. The outcome often hinges on controlling certain spots. Those are the key squares. These squares are special because if your king can reach them, you can often promote a pawn or stop your opponent from doing the same. They act like strategic checkpoints that decide whether you win or draw. In many endgames, especially when only kings and pawns remains, knowing where these key squares are can make all the difference. For example, if you have a pawn close to promotion, the key squares are usually the two squares directly in front of the pawn and the ones on either side. If your king can get onto those squares, it can support the pawn's march to becoming a queen. But if your opponent's king gets there first, they can block or capture the pawn, preventing promotion. Understanding these squares helps you plan your moves better. It shows you where to bring your king to either push for a win or hold a draw. When practicing endgames, focus on learning the patterns of key squares for different pawn positions. This way, your king will always know where to go in critical moments. Training with specific endgame positions is a great way to get familiar with these squares. Set up scenarios where you try to reach the key squares with your king. Watch how the game changes when your king gets there versus when it doesn't. This kind of practice makes your moves more precise and your decisions clearer. It's also helpful to study defensive setups. See how your opponent tries to block your access to those key squares. Recognizing these patterns will help you find ways around their defenses. As you get better, you'll notice that controlling key squares often leads to winning chances, even in seemingly difficult positions. In summary, key squares are the critical points that decide the outcome of many endgames. Mastering how to identify and reach them turns your king and pawn endgames into powerful tools. This skill allows you to convert small advantages into wins and hold tough positions when needed. Practicing these concepts regularly will make you a stronger, more confident player in the endgame.